So today's video is going to be on the topic of how you make friends in prison. I know some of you guys are looking at this video title or watching this video going, Christina, why? Why? Because I've been requested hundreds, if I can't even tell you guys how many times. Some of y'all have requested that I make this video. At first I was like, nah. But you know what? Then I've gotten emails from people who have said that you have gotten in trouble, you've went to jail, and that some of my videos really helped you. And although I do not want any of you guys to get in any trouble, maybe this video can be helpful as well. If you guys don't already know me, hi, my name is Christina. Whenever I was 21, I was sentenced to 3 years prison in the state of Florida. So everything that I talk about is from my experience. Before we get into it, please know that this video is for entertainment purposes only, as well as educational purposes. Please do not show any hate to anybody in your everyday life, at the grocery store, in your house, and especially in the comment section down below. All right, let's get into it. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance on hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. If you guys cannot already tell, I am losing my voice. Jaden was sick all day yesterday. That was a hot mess, my poor baby. Ooh. And now today I woke up and I'm losing my voice and my throat hurts. But you know what? I'm still here anyways. Let's just hope I don't lose my voice all the way, because you guys know I will die if I cannot talk. So today's video topic is yet again, yes, how to make friends in prison. I feel so weird even telling you guys this, because I'm really hoping that none of you guys are going to prison or jail or anything. If you are facing time and you watch this, then okay, it can be helpful. Sometimes people are going to trial and you may end up going, and gosh, I hope not. Like, it just makes me cringe thinking about any of you guys getting into trouble. But for my little babies out there, for everybody, please listen to me. Listen to me. Look into my eyes when I tell you this. You don't want to go to jail or prison at all. I am begging you. I would rather be living under a bridge, homeless with nothing, I'm telling you guys, than to be in prison. It's awful. Even if I talk about the positive things, even if I tell you guys certain things that you think is positive, I promise you, I would much rather be out here. It's a beautiful life out here. In there, it is not. So listen to me. Don't get in trouble. Don't break the law. Please, I beg of you. Okay, so let's get into number one. The first tip I would say, as far as making friends in prison, is you need to be very observant. You guys would be so surprised how many people go into prison which are like green, as you would say. By green means like you have no street smarts, you don't know how to read people. Like, it's not just street thugs in prison, my friends. I'm telling you guys, there's very highly intelligent, business women and men, like people that had a silver spoon in their mouth that got caught up in something, embezzlement. There was a lot of nurses in there that got busted for writing their own prescriptions straight to prison. I mean, that's a huge thing nowadays with like the prescription medications and stuff. Like, people that had never even got pulled over before, that are in prison, and they just don't have any street smarts and they're not observant. You have got to, when you get in prison, you have got to watch the way people move, okay? Before you become friends with them. You can talk to people, you can be nice to them, always be nice and cordial, but before you start buddying up with somebody, you need to watch them. Watch what they're doing in the dorms. Watch how they're interacting with the officers, because not everybody in there is going to be a good friend to you, okay? So be observant. Have your situational awareness. Be watching people at all times, okay? The second tip on how to make friends in prison is when you're watching these people, watch how they treat other people. Watch how they treat their other friends, okay? Because let me tell you something, you guys. And I am horrible at this. I'm not even gonna lie. I've had to learn some hard lessons. Whew, some hard lessons, okay? You see the way somebody treats other people, okay? And this is in your everyday life too. The way your friends treat their family or their other friends, or on social media, how they talk about people. And you want to give that person a chance, right? That's me. That's me. I don't want to judge somebody by their arguments with their family members or their arguments with their other friends. I judge people on how they treat me. You know what I'm saying? But in prison, you cannot do that. If you see somebody stabbing somebody else in the back, you can better believe they will do that to you. The way that they treat other people is the way that they are going to treat you. The most perfect way to find out a person's character and what kind of friend that they are is how they treat somebody when they're mad at them. Okay, now I know that there's all these memes and stuff on social media now that says, like, you find out who your true friends are when you're on top of the world, or you find out who your true friends are when you're on the bottom of the world. No. You find out who your true friends are when they are mad at you. That is when the real character comes out. Do they go and gossip about you? Do they go and try to hurt you? Do they do all these things? That's how you find out right there. And it's the same way in prison. When you see a person that has been best friends with somebody in prison, they do everything together. They cook together, they work together, they run the track together. And then when they get mad at that person, are they walking around in the dorm gossiping about her? Because if she does that to her other friends, she's going to do that to you. So you got to watch that. And it's a life or death sometimes in prison, okay? You can lose your game time behind getting in fights. Like, it's not like when you're out here, you can get in an argument, you can stop talking to somebody, you cannot hang out with them. When you're in prison, it's very, very, very serious who you let be your friends or who you create those bonds with, okay? The third tip to making friends in prison is to be yourself. Don't go in prison trying to be somebody else. Don't go in there trying to be a hardcore thug. Don't go in there trying to be, Miss Prim and Proper. If that's not you, you need to be yourself. You can only hold up another image for so long before it will start seeping out of you. And when you start being labeled as fake and all these different things, that's just the thing. When you do stuff in prison, everybody talks. And everybody's in the same area. You can't get away from it. Maybe let's say I'm out here and I do something crazy or whatever. I can move, right? I can escape my job. I can do all these things. When you're in prison, you can't do that. And you know what? If you are a timid and shy person, be that person. Of course, you've got to stand up for yourself. I've told you guys all of that before. But if you're a stick to yourself type of person, don't try to be in the middle of the mix trying to be what everybody else is. You need to be yourself. Be genuine, be authentic, because people can read that. And the thing about in prison is, although there are people that are green, that I've told you guys about that before, that have no street smarts, the vast majority of people in prison, they got street smarts. They can see through you, okay? They're gonna play you, they're gonna do whatever. So you've really, really, really gotta be yourself if you wanna create authentic and genuine and real friendships. The fourth tip about making friends in prison is do not gossip. Do not sit around and gossip, because people have nothing else to do, and they're going to gossip, and it's going to get back to them what you've said. Just try to keep it positive. Don't talk crap about nobody, because that's another thing too, is once you get to gossiping in prison, you got a little friend and and it gets back to that other person, you can't escape it. Where can you go? You can't go in your house and lock your door. You're locked inside with these people, okay? So the best way, you don't want to be labeled in prison as messy or gossipy or judgmental. Just don't do it. If you're sitting in a group of people and everybody's gossiping, I would suggest just getting up and walking away. Go get you a snack. Tell them you got to go poo. Do whatever you got to do to not make a scene, but leave. Or at least sit there and keep your mouth shut. Be careful with that in there. You don't want to, you shouldn't do that in everyday life too. Like, I've worked in companies and office areas and stuff like that, it's just like this constantly. And that really makes the whole morale of the office go down when everybody's gossiping. Because then when you have a bad day, everybody's talking about you because everybody's been talking about Michelle or Keisha, or you know what I'm saying? Everybody's been talking about her, so you know that, and it just really makes you feel awkward. So I would just always suggest don't be a part of that in prison and in real life. The 5th tip about making friends in prison is share when you can, okay? Now, don't be so greedy. You guys are all trying to survive in there, but at the same time, you don't have to give everything away, and that's such a double-edged sword too, because people will use you. People will manipulate you. I know me personally, I am a person, as street smart as I am, that can be manipulated sometimes. And I've had to find out some really hard lessons in my life because of it, because I want to give to others. I want to help others. And sometimes there's certain types of personality types that just latch on to a person like me. And it's very, I hate to admit it, you guys. I hate to admit it. I got to do better. That's something I've got to work on too myself. So if you're like that, I get it. But I do say share when you can, when you're in there. If you've got, 6 soups and you see, your friend doesn't get any money, give her a soup, give her 1 soup. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're making a cake and you've got your friend that never gets anything, like hook your girl up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean you have to go to the store and support her and buy her everything, but share it when you can, because the little things in prison mean so much. And I've told you guys that before. Like, you would be surprised at how, my grandmother sent me, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was $30 a month. Don't quote me on it, but I believe that's what it was. And I just remember every now and then, I would have, I'd come back to my bed and then there'd be like a pack of cookies on my bed because my friend would give them to me. And it was so sweet. And I did the same for others. When I had my $30, when I got my money, we all had our money, because I always shared. I was never like that. But also, I didn't go around the dorm giving it to every single person. I gave it to my small friend group. The 6th tip to making friends in prison is get involved in something. Get involved in like a running group if people are running, or an exercise group, or card games, or something. And even if you don't know how to play cards, ask people to teach you. There's going to be those groups of people that don't want nothing to do with you. They're in their own little clique. But there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, you guys, you mind teaching me, or whatever. There are actually people in prison who would love to teach you how to play cards or dominoes or whatever game that they're playing. They're just like that. They have that nurturing personality. And get involved in something, and you can make friends that way by learning how to play cards or learning how to do something. Lift the little weights. When I was in prison, they took the actual weights away from us, but we had step weights and ab rollers and stuff like that. Or you've got the women that walk all the time. I was one of those people, that walked and ran the track a lot, or, get involved in church or whatever that you can. And when you get involved, then you stay busy, as well as you meet people that are doing something positive versus meeting people in prison that are scheming and scamming, maybe concocting an idea of escape, or, getting stuff smuggled in, because those are the things that you don't want to be involved in. You want to use your time wisely while you're in there. I always say, if you're gonna be in prison, if you've got to be there, you might as well use it as wisely as you can by doing like self-work and healing and getting, healthy or whatever that you need. And yeah, find other people that are on the same path as you and stay busy in those instances. And the 7th tip for making friends in prison is stay positive. Now, I know that this is going to be probably one of the hardest things to do for anybody that's in prison, especially, I'll say, your first 6 months. And if you have kids, I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine. Just literally, you guys, the thought of being in a cop car, because I know that feeling. If you got, that's a good video idea I'm gonna do. But even the thought of being in a cop car right now, with knowing that I have kids, gives me the heebie-jeebies. So it's going to be very, very, very hard, but you have got to do your best to latch on to anything positive that you've got. Like thinking about the fact that you're alive, or if you were in addiction, the fact that you're not addicted anymore, or the fact that you can do this, or you can get healthy, or that you're eating, or whatever it is. You got to stay positive. Nobody wants to be around a Debbie Downer. No offense or anything, but everybody else is already feeling like crap because they're in prison. And then like if you're just negative, pessimistic all the time, people aren't going to want to be around you. They're not going to want to be your friend. That's just how it is. And I know that people sometimes are naturally pessimistic. My husband is. He'll tell you he is naturally always kind of thinks of the worst or doesn't expect the best. And I'm very optimistic, probably annoyingly optimistic. So we balance each other out pretty good. I get on his nerves sometimes with my positivity, and he gets on my nerves sometimes with his pessimistic-ish, whatever you guys would call it. You know, some of y'all are like that. You know what I'm talking about. There's no shame in it. It's just a personality type. But you don't want to be like that in prison, especially if you want to make friends. You want to really, really, really link onto the positives of whatever it is. It may not be much. It may just be the fact that you're getting 3 meals a day if you're not in the hole and they're not skipping your meals. But yeah, so stay positive. And if you're not feeling positive when you're in prison, or if you're having mental issues, I always suggest like going and talking to the chaplain or putting in to see a therapist. I definitely would recommend doing both, getting professional help, but definitely see the chaplain, because there's no telling how long it will take you to see a therapist. And there, just saying, trying to keep it positive here, but let's be real. All right, my loves, let me know what you guys think about this video. Have you been to prison? Do any of these things make sense for you? Or do you know somebody that's in prison that's maybe struggling, or whatever? You guys just talk to me down below. You guys know I love hearing from you. And as usual, please don't forget to like this video. It's a free way that you can help your girl out. And until next time, I love you guys so, so, so very much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
We are nothing more than dust. Search, but you stay lost.